Right then, welcome back. Part 4 already. Where were we? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to touch upon a few points that have been made from some of you guys. The first one is Adam, into Ghost. And Adam was saying, and it was quite well timed really, mate. I don't know whether you just had a bit of short-term memory loss or whether you just sort of happened to say it when I did. But either way, it's pretty impressive. But Adam said in one of his comments in the last vid, why don't we have some friendlies so we can keep like all the guys who aren't playing happy and they can get a game and keep them fit. And that is a great idea. But if you go back to that video and read the comments in the description box, that's what I said we were going to do. So I don't know, like I say, if you'd read that and then just forgot you'd read it and it was in your head, or whether, great minds think alike. But yeah, so that's what we're going to do anyway. From this video onwards, we're going to arrange a friendly, and we'll do it in a second after I've gone through these other couple of points. And that way, all these guys who aren't playing as regularly will keep fit, they'll get a game under their belt with the first team, and it'll be good in terms of, the people who aren't playing if they're watching this. Because, there are some people, I imagine, who are watching this every week and they're not really playing. They're thinking, hang on a minute, I just want a game. So yeah, it was my intention to start doing that in this video. However, as you'll see, I can't do it because you've got to really arrange friendlies in advance. So if I go to full season calendar, Shamrock Rovers, nice little trip to Ireland. So these are all the fixtures. As you can see, it says free date there, but unsuitable for a friendly. And again there, same with that, same with that. Now, there is a friendly arranged already for the 12th of November because I've just done it just before we started. That is the earliest. Oh, tell a lie. I guess we could have done it on the 10th. But that's the earliest we can arrange a friendly. So you can't necessarily just arrange one tomorrow. It doesn't work like that. So I've arranged two. We've got Shamrock Rovers on the 12th of November. And then we've got a second one on the 23rd of December against Messina in Italy. So, that's the earliest, really, I could arrange two friendlies. So I'll leave them for now. But, yeah, maybe every month or every 2 months we'll have a friendly. But I can't do it in this video because, as I've shown and as I've already said, you've got to give the opposing team a good, 4, 5, 6 weeks notice. So that's that. Now, the next question or point which was raised was from Ash81B4U. Good form, Ash. Might have to look to playing you a bit more. And Ash said, well, basically, he was looking at his stats. 1 for pace, 1 stamina, 1 strength. And he's thinking, hang on, I didn't put that when you asked for my stats. Yeah. Now, the reason why is because the game, blame the game engine. The game thinks, if you're dare I say, an older player, then your stats surely can't be, say, 20 at pace and stamina and strength and all the rest of it. So it just automatically lowers it. Now, we'll see the same if we click on, say, Barry. 1 stamina, 1 strength, 1 pace. If we click on Karen, it's, 1 for inflight, I guess that doesn't matter. 1 for adaptability. It kind of does things like that. Let's give you one more example. Again, sorry to highlight people's ages. Richard, 1 for stamina. So, yeah, it's just something to do with the ages of the players. Now, this isn't literally the case in the game. It doesn't mean you've got 1 stamina in the game. Whatever I've put in the actual editor is what counts. So this isn't exactly true. Because obviously you guys didn't put, when I asked Richard, he didn't say, well, actually, I'm 1 for pace. Clearly not. So if Richard said 10 or 11 for pace, that's what it will be in the game. So, yeah, ignore those stats to a degree. And like I say, if you click on someone younger, Lukey Wookie, you're not going to see any 1s or 2s or 3s because he's only 24. So that's kind of how that one works. Now, the other point was made by COD2 fan, and he said, why have I got a star next to my name? Well, you don't. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I'm only joking. Yeah, obviously he saw that because he was, at the time, in the B squad, and this time it's been replaced. Neil, TJ Apuleius, and Richard have got these stars next to their name. And what the star basically means is they are considered, maybe not necessarily, but are at least considered to be the best players in that team, the 3 best players. So, as it stands, those 3 are better than Trust Heft. Or so the game thinks. Now, the reason why you don't see any here is because when you control a team, when you're the manager of a team, you don't know who the best players are. It's kind of like the game saying to you, well, we're not going to tell you. It's up to you to find out. So I don't really know who our best players are, and I think that's a good thing. I guess technically, again, I could look in the editor and I could look at it statistically, not just in regards to their stats, 18, 17, 17, etc., but, also down to ability and potential and reputation, hidden stats, if you like, which I know about, which you guys don't, because I'm the one who put them in the editor. I could do that and figure out who the best players are, but I don't care that much. It's a laugh. We're just doing this for a bit of fun, and, maybe I'm leaving out the best players. Maybe not. But it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? So I'm not taking it too seriously. But yeah, that's what the stars mean. But if I, for example, and let's just do it just for the sake of it, let's put Cod 2 Fan back into the B team. That'll teach you. No, I'm only joking. I'll bring you back into the first team in a bit, but just to show you what I'm talking about. So I'll send you to the B team. Now remember the other three guys. It was Neil, it was TJ Apulius, and Richard marked as the best players. I'll hazard a guess that you will now be one of those star players. You see, you are. And TJ Apulius gets knocked down as just a normal, average rated player. So that's what that means. It's basically saying you are one of the best players in that particular team. So you're one of the top 3 players at the moment in the B team. That's all that means. So I'll put you back in the A squad. Maybe next week you'll be back in the B squad. Maybe anyone will be. Let's not take our places for granted. Right, so we've got Rotherham. Now, actually, before what I'm going to do, I have been rotating the team a little bit, but I think we should be doing it a little bit more. Not to the point of putting our results in jeopardy, because, I don't want to just play everyone, a different team every week. That'll be just ludicrous. So let's just crack on with the first game. I think I've covered all the points there. Now, if there's a question you want to ask, then please, feel free to put it by me, and I'll answer it the best I can. Don't say something like, why aren't I playing? Because the answer's probably because you're rubbish. But everyone will, in theory, get their chance. But as I keep saying, some people are going to play more than others. And it just so happens that, I kind of started with Ash and Pete up front and they've scored a lot of goals. But that is just the way it is. I could easily have started with Interghost or Crash Test Gaming, Cod 2 Fan, Richard, who's in the B team, Psycho Fox. I could have started with those guys as strikers. And, they could have started this season by scoring a lot of goals, but it just so happened I started with Ash and Pete and they've just scored the goals, so they've kind of stayed in the team. But, if they go a couple of games without scoring, I will rest them, to give other people a chance. But not to the point of making the team bad and results suffer. But as you can see, we're not doing great at the moment. We've won 2 of our last 6. Drawn 3, and there's a defeat in there as well. Is there a defeat? Yeah, Bristol Rovers. So we're not doing that well, and we're not scoring as many goals as we were. I've touched upon this last time, but 4 there, 3, 4, 4, and now 1s, 2s. So maybe it's a sign that we should be mixing things up. So let's completely contradict myself and do hardly any changes for this one. So this one's Rotherham, isn't it? So Rotherham at home. Always fancy our chances at home. But we'll see. So we'll bring out Sean, Pompey Games Room, because he got a 6. We'll bring out Matthias, because he got a 6. Let's see. Is Mark fit? Mark's still injured. He's injured for about a week. Riddler didn't play last week, so he will be on the bench again. And this time he probably will play. Let's see. How did Barry? Barry did well, but let's start Carl, and let's start Stu. So Carl and Stu at the back. I think that's that. We need a right winger because Sean is injured for another couple of weeks. So we'll put on One Up Game Over with Cod 2 Fan as his replacement, but he can also play up front as well. Let's see, how did the midfield do? I think 7 is fine. Now, we are playing with defensive midfielders, so obviously that could be an issue as to why we're not scoring that many goals, although obviously that's the striker's job. But, the midfield can offer creativity, so yeah, Lukey Wookie should maybe be starting a little bit more, but I don't want to concede a lot of goals, really. And we don't concede that many, 1 and 2 here and there, but we never really get battered apart from that Torquay game. And I can't even remember who played in that game. But we're going to stay with me and Owen in the middle, just for now, just to stifle that midfield. I think 2 defensive midfielders will work, but I think Lukey Wookie will start to play a little bit more because he is an attacking midfielder, and it offers us a little bit of flair. So that is that. Let's put Karen on the bench as a sub-keeper. We need a left winger, so we're looking at either Chris, Ben, or, well, Sean got 6, so he'll be left out of this one. I'll look at these guys maybe the next game or the game after, or maybe the Bristol Rovers game. Let's put Ben there, and let's put Chris Games on the bench because that'll cover the left side. So we've not really made that many changes, have we? But hang on a minute. Crash Test Gaming. Let's put Adam on the bench there. Right. And like I say, what I think I'm going to do is take into consideration more the half-time stats. So if someone gets a 5 or a 6, irrespective of by the end of the game if they've got, say, a 7 or 8, I may rest them, possibly. So yeah, that way it will make people play well in the first half, in theory, because their place is under threat. I thought Darren was going to get a yellow card there, but got away with it. So, that's what I was going to do. Yeah, I've just remembered. What I'm going to do to take a little bit of pressure off Ash, because I don't think he scored any free kicks. And I don't think we've had any penalties yet as Lebossu scores. Well done, Owen. Assist from me, kind of, I think, there. Well, I think I had a shot and it said the keeper saved it and Owen hit the rebound in. An assist of sorts. So yeah, I'm going to change the set-piece takers. But I'll do that after this game. No, actually, let's do it at half-time. No, do you know what? I won't do it at half-time. Let's do it in the next game. And then I'll talk about why I'm going to do it in a bit more detail. So we won't make any substitutions. We're 1-0 up at half-time. Again, we're not scoring that many, just the one. But, I'll take a 1-0 over a 1-1. We want to win the game. Lebossu has scored again. Owen, you're on a hat-trick. Dirty Owen. I'll tell you what, every time a player scores, we should have a chant. Like we should have this one, for example. Super, super dirt, super, super dirt, super, super dirt, super dirty Owen. That's brilliant. And I read that from Sean, and I just couldn't stop laughing. I thought it was brilliant. And I thought what we should do, well, I'm obviously not going to do this, but I thought it would be funny if every time he scores, should really have done it in the last game as well, every time he scores, that chant comes on. I'll press a little button, and it can be like Sean singing, or all of us singing. It was brilliant. Or maybe when every one of us scores, when whoever we are, we should have a chant for every player. That'd be kind of funny. So that was great. Obviously, if you're not a football fan, that kind of chant, that tune will mean nothing. And that deep voice that all football fans do for some reason when they're singing. Why do we do that? It just automatically comes out. It's unbelievable. The come on you blues. Everything gets really deep. Why can't we just say, come on you blues? In a normal kind of voice. You just can't do it. There's a certain footballing voice you automatically adopt when you're at the game. It's incredible. I just don't understand it. It defies logic. It defies science. It's just bizarre. If you go to a football game, your voice just gets deep for some reason. Let's bring off Owen. No, I'm only joking. Let's stop him getting his hat-trick. Obviously not. So we'll bring on Riddler, can come on for his debut. He can replace Dave, who's got a booking. We'll bring on Interghost for Pete Snedstastic. And I'm going to start to be a little bit harsher on the strikers. If they go a couple of games without a goal, that's it. Bench or out of the team, just to mix it up a bit. Oh, great. Stu is injured. Okay, but it's all right because let's put Chris there, and then we'll switch them round because Chris is more left-sided. So let's do that. I did plan really to have Cod Tufan on, but he'll play in the next game at some stage. We've won the game. I'd be very shocked if we didn't win this. Wow, Lebossu. Owen, you nearly got a hat-trick there, but that would have been an own goal. That was unbelievable. Well saved, Alan. So that's good. We've won 2-0. Owen's got 2, man of the match. We kept a clean sheet. or we copped a clean sheet, as I nearly said there, or did say. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Everyone who came on didn't do particularly well, but, you know, bear in mind they came on for the last 10, 12, 13, 14 minutes, and that's not really enough time to impress. But everybody else, other than Carl, played well. So I'll rest Carl for the next game. You know, just to keep to my word of changing a few players. But everyone, it's very hard to leave everyone else out with, you know, 7 and 8. And what did Owen get? 9. I mean, that was brilliant, quite frankly. Right, so Stu's out for a month with a broken arm. Brilliant, well done. His arm's in a sling. So, like I said, what I'm going to do, I'd already changed them. Brilliant. It shows how much attention I pay. Yeah, now, what we did have is Ashley Escort was on direct free kicks and penalties, but I'd obviously changed this just before I started recording the video. And my thinking behind this is because Ash and Pete have been scoring a lot of goals. I mean, they're the strikers. You'd expect them to score more than anyone else, obviously. But I thought, you know, there's not many players who've scored goals in the team. So I'll put penalties with Owen, and ironically he goes and scores 2 anyway the very next game. I'll put free kicks with me, not because I want all the glory, you know, but I just think 14 set pieces is one of the best from everyone else. I don't know if you heard that noise. I got an email that just came through there. Let's see who it is. I wonder if it's someone from YouTube. It is. Oh, that makes me laugh. It's from Owen, Twit the Shred. Lloyd, sorry. It's from Lloyd. And Lloyd touched upon the fact. By the way, I should say, I wasn't going to mention anything, but seeing as that email's come through, I'll say a thank you to Christy, to Lloyd, and to Sean Sidious, because they left a comment on my channel saying, 1,000 subs, well done. And I replied back by going, well, hang on a minute. Thank you, obviously. Thanks for noticing and all the rest of it. But it'll go down before it goes up. And sure enough, as it stands, I've gone down. I'm on 999 again. So, and that's Lloyd. I won't read the email out, but I'm sure he's just responding to what I said. But yeah, that's kind of funny. I was on 1,000 for a few hours, but it always goes down. And I know from experience, you know, from watching people's videos in the past, they've done like, and this is a bit of advice, a bit of friendly community advice from your friend Alex here. If and when you ever get to a landmark, 500, 1,000, 10,000, call it what you will, do not do a thank you video the very next day, because I guarantee your subs would have gone down and you will look a right tool. Honestly, just don't do it. So that's why I wasn't going to mention it, but that email came through there and I thought it was kind of funny. So yeah, I'm back under 1,000 subs. But do you know what? I've got to be honest. I'm not just saying this. I have never given a monkeys about subs. I couldn't care less, unless it's people who like watching the channel, in which case I care about them. I care about you. But I've never been one to, put myself out there and sub to me. And I don't want that. I want people subbing to me because they want to, because they like the content. I don't want to force myself on people, because that way I think you attract the wrong audience, And I'm quite lucky because I'm completely going off on a tangent here. But I'm quite lucky because I've got quite an older demographic, generally speaking. Or even not necessarily older, but more mature, shall we say. I've got more of a mature demographic. I don't really encounter silly comments, troll comments. I don't get that many thumb downs. I'm probably going to get a few for saying that now. I know my first Championship Manager video got 2, but I think that was people who were angry that they weren't in the team. But generally speaking, if you could be bothered, that is, if you scroll through my videos, I only get maybe 1 thumb down on average every 3 or 4 videos, so I stay away from that. And I think that's because I've got a mature, older demographic as a sub-user base. But anyway, like I say, that's completely gone off on a tangent. So yeah, under 1,000 subs doesn't really bother me, but I will mention it on video when I get to about 1,100 or something, which could be months and months and months away, of course. Because I just don't want to say anything before, because it'll be too tempting for people watching to unsub, and I can't be bothered with that. But anyway, so what was I saying? Free kicks and corners and penalties. Yes, so Owen is on the penalties, I'm on the free kicks. I just want to mix it up a little bit more, because if you look at our goal scorers here, Pete's got 13, which is a lot. Ash has got 10. Libosu, Owen has got 3, Pedro's got 1, and Luke's got 1, and that's it. I mean, this is kind of unusual. Usually, we've got at least 2 or 3 other scorers. So I'm thinking, by putting, say, me on free kicks for now, I mean, if it doesn't work, we can mix it up a bit. But then maybe I start, or might start, chipping in with a few. Owen may get a few more. I mean, really, we should be scoring more goals. Anyway, so we've got Bristol Rovers in the Auto Windscreen Shield. So yeah, this is a competition which doesn't really mean anything. Actually, I was going to make some changes from the B squad. I never remember. Okay, well, maybe I'll do it next week. But yeah, so this isn't a league game, so we can make a few more changes than we would ordinarily. So I'm going to do that. This time Dave gets to play against Bristol Rovers, so we'll be pleased about that. Yeah, I'm going to rest Woodlin and put in... Let's see, I'm going to put Matthias in. Stu's still injured with his broken arm for a month or so. Barry can come in. I'm going to start with Martin and Riddler on YouTube. God, that's a bit riddled trying to say that. He will be on the bench. I'm going to start with... I mean, Owen scored 2, but... Owen, I'm going to rest you from this one because it's not that much of an important game. We still want to win. It's not as important as the league, and I think you'd rather be playing in the league. So, you're 100%, but I am going to mix it up a bit, and I'm going to play Lukey Wookie, and then I'm going to start Christie. I'm going to put Trevor on the bench. Now, Pete didn't score in the last game, neither did Ash. So I'm going to rest Pete for this one, and I'm going to start Adam. Cod Tufan will come on at some stage. Shock 16 is fit, so he can... I think he's fit anyway, yeah, 100%. So he can come in into the Chris Marder games, and we'll keep the same keeper. I don't want to make too many changes. So I think that's all right. We've made 2 changes at centre-back and at left-back. We've made the changes in centre midfield and a striker, so you can't complain with that. That's pretty good. What I'll do... I mean, how did Pedro do in the last game? Did very well, so he'll start again in this game. Sean is still out for another week, so he's probably going to miss the next game. So, Ash, average form. I reckon over the course of the next couple of games, we might have to bring Ash back into the squad. Yeah, I think that's fair. Let's see how we get on. So we've rested a few players, but actually we lost, didn't we, against Bristol Rovers in the league last time. So they're definitely a good team. He should have got sent off there. I'm sure it said handball. But the referee didn't see it or some nonsense like that. Well, I saw it. That should have been a red. So it's a penalty. So Lukey Wookie's missed it. Oh, goodness me. Goodness me. That would have been Owen. But, hey, you might have missed it as well. So at least we've got to see our first penalty. But Luke, come on. Missed our first penalty. Now, the Auto Windscreen Shield, I don't even know what you call it now. It's had several different name changes over the years. But it's basically you get 2 games, or at least in this current format, as it was back then, you get 2 or 3, depending on what group you're in, opposition, and you'll play each other just once, and the winner of the group, so that the team who finishes first, goes through to the next round. I think the team who finishes second might as well, as we go 1-0 up. Was that Luke? It was Ash. Good stuff. So yeah, and then I think the next round is either the second round or the quarter-final, and then you get the semi-final. The area final, which is played against a fellow northern or southern team, and then you get the main final, which is at Wembley. So kind of a glamour game in the end for smaller teams. It's kind of like the FA Cup, if you like, for the minor teams. Because obviously Premier League teams, Championship teams, they don't enter the Auto Windscreen Shield. It's just a competition for second and third division clubs. And I think are non-league clubs involved these days as well? I think they are. So Ash has scored twice. This is good. We're going to make some changes. We'll put Riddler on for Dave, who's on a yellow card. I mean, these yellow cards are going to start adding up, and he will be getting suspended. We'll put Adam on for his debut. He can come on for Luke. who's played very well but did miss the penalty. We'll put Christie on penalties, just in case we get another one. We'll bring Pedro off because he got a 7. That's good, but, you know, he did better in the previous game. And we'll take it from here, and straight away they score. So that was a brilliant triple substitution, wasn't it? Let's just make sure that I haven't put people in stupid positions. No, that's fine. Whatever happens, happens. Oh, Ash nearly got his hat-trick there. Yeah, so I'm pleased with this. It'll be nice if we can hold on. I don't want to blow a 2-goal lead. Oh, someone had a chance there. Ash nearly got his hat-trick. Murphy-Durf with the corner. Hit the post. Christie scores. Well done, Christie. I think that's her first goal. So that's good. So the goals are starting to, seep through the team, which is good. We want to see more players scoring. Especially from corners, it'd be nice if some of the defenders can get a few. And Matthias there getting man of the match. I think that's the second time that's happened, hasn't it? So yeah, he's a bit of a dark horse, I think. But interestingly, only man of the match with an 8. Usually you see at least a 9 or obviously a 10. So that says we played very well, of course, but interesting. Man of the matches aren't usually as low as 8. But still, clearly he was the best player and he deserved it. But yeah, pleased with that. 3-1. Everyone, literally everyone played really well. And you absolutely can't knock that. So, good stuff. It would have been nice maybe if Adam had scored into Ghost, because he played a full game there and didn't score. So I may have to bring Pete back in. We'll see. Or someone else for that matter. So Mark has recovered, but he's only at 70% from his fractured rib injury. Oh, Minx is out for a month with a damaged shoulder. That's a shame. I know Craig hasn't played a lot because I think he has been injured before this as well. Okay, so we have Bradford City. I think it would have been nice for Stu to play in this one. It's his hometown, I think, isn't it? But you're not going to be playing with a broken arm, mate, so that's the end of that one. Right then. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to bring Owen back. Now, I know Lukey Wookie did score, but that missed penalty is still on my mind. I'm not happy with that. So we'll keep it at that. We'll keep Christie in because she did very well and scored her first goal. We'll, let's see, Den's back on the bench. Let's bring Darren back at left back. Sean, yeah, he's probably going to be out for the next couple of games at least. Adfoot's only played 1 there. Poor form by Sean Pompey Games. He should be doing a lot better with his stats, really. So I'm going to leave him out. How did Ben do? That was kind of funny. I was looking for the left wing and I saw that Ben. And I'm thinking, hang on, what? Oh, 2 Bens on the left wing. Ben Swallow. There's a few gags I could make, as it were, about that one, but I won't. Let's move on rapidly. So yeah, into Ghost. Yeah, Adam, that's not great, mate. I'm going to bring Pete back in. I'm going to keep Lukey Wookie and Cobb Tufan on the bench. Keep Trevor on the bench. Yeah. Let's do that. We've not made that many changes. We brought Barry in. And I'm just thinking Matthias did really well at centre-back. He was man of the match, so let's keep him there again. Home against Bradford City. Should be a tough game, but let's see. I don't think we score many early goals, do we? I know we've conceded a few. But those first kind of 10-15 minutes, we don't get a lot. And I think too often we're sort of seeing, especially at home, I've noticed. You know, like the first half will go in, or nearly go in, it will get to like 42, 43 minutes and it'll be 0-0. So I'd like to see us scoring a few early goals and settling down a little bit more. But, you know, as long as we're not losing, that's all that matters. Alan is pulling off a few saves here. Matthias getting in with a last-ditch tackle. Yeah, so again, it looks like it's going to be 0-0 at half-time. So I'm going to make 1 substitution. Don't know who at this moment in time, but as you can see, wow, everyone pretty much is playing rubbish. Apart from Alan, Matthias again, and Owen. Everyone else, dreadful. So we're going to put Trevor on for Christie. Let's keep it at that for now. And we'll make 2 more substitutions, obviously, in the second half. The first one around about the 59, 60 minute mark, I think. So any second now. Oh, okay, so let's... I mean, Ash, again, is not playing very well. I'm going to bring Ash off. You know, a 6 isn't great. Same with Pete as well. Let's make the next sub in 4 or 5 minutes. Pete missed the one-on-one. I just get the feeling we're either going to lose this or it's going to be 0-0. It's just got that ring to it. Okay. COD 2 fans taking over the captaincy. Oh, Dave isn't playing well, is he? But there's no point bringing Den on because we need a goal. It's Lukey Wookie. You'd say bring him on for Owen, but Owen's playing well and scored a few goals lately. It's a bit of a strange move, but I'm going to put Lukey Wookie there. He's more of an attacking midfielder, but stats going forward are very good. It's asking a lot for him to come on as a striker or as a forward and score in the last 15 minutes, but you never know. And Pete's goals have dried up a lot lately. So 7 minutes left. It's looking like it's 0-0. And yeah, I mean, we haven't scored. I think that's the first time we haven't scored this season, actually. Trevor did really well there when he came on. Yeah, it says it all. I saw Alan's name crop up a lot. So clearly he was man of the match there. Some poor performances from Pedro, Christie, Ash, Pete, Dave, Lukey Wookie, but again, only came on for 15 minutes. So we're going to have to mix it up a bit. I'm a little bit concerned that, like I said, Pete's goals have dried up. You know, he started like a house on fire. Same with Ash, really. I think Ash scored 2, was it in the last game? Was it the game before that? But not as consistent as he was. So that's interesting. Blue Tonic 78's work permit has been renewed. Good. So I think we're going to make a few subs here. Let's rest Dave, Pedro and Christie. So straight away take them out. Dave, Pedro, Christie. Who else didn't play well? Ash and Pete again. I'm hesitant to drop them both. Let's rest Pete and we'll put in... Let's start COD 2 fan. Why not? No, I tell you what, we've got to start resting a few players here. We're going to rest Ash, we'll put him on the bench. Technically he's the captain, but still. Let's stand in captain, let's put Alan, because, you know, he's man of the match the last game, and I think his influence is quite high. 16. That will free Pete up because we're going to put in... Let's give Adam another chance. And we'll put Dave on the bench. This... look, what's Adam unhappy for? Wants regular first team football. Give us a break, mate. Come on, he's the first person to be unhappy. Okay, well, you're not going anywhere. Riddler on YouTube. Mark's still not fit. Den. Let's start Den. So we need a centre midfielder. Let's start Lukey Wookie. I'll be on the bench. I don't think I've played for a couple of games. Is Sean fit yet? Nope, 79%. So we're going to put Ash on. And there we'll have... Alright, well, he's unhappy, so let's put Adam on the bench. Hopefully that'll that'll stop him whinging. So I think that's alright. You know, again, we've made a few substitutions. We've made some bold moves as well. So you can't say that I shirk responsibility, because both Ashley Escort, I should say, because we've got 2 Ashes. Ashley Escort and Pete, we've rested. So if we need to do it, I will. I'm not afraid to make the changes. Let's just hope it doesn't bite us, like I've said before. Because I really want to win this game. It's only the League Cup, but I want to get that big team out in the next round. And I'll be really disappointed if we go out and Burton are like away at Man United or something. That'll be really frustrating. So again, we're not getting the early goals. You could say, well, that's because we've rested, arguably, our two best forwards. Oh, was that Darren at the post there, I think? So, yeah, it's looking like it's going to be 0-0 at half-time again. So, this striking move hasn't really paid off. Oh, my goodness me. I didn't want that. Didn't want that at all. Okay, so it's not working. So I'm going to bring... COD2 fan's going to go on the right wing. I'm going to bring Ash 81B4U off. I'm going to bring... Then, yeah, I'm going to bring him off for Ashley Escort. Maybe give him the captaincy back, you know, because he is the club captain. Spring in his step. Owen's not playing well. Luke's not playing well. This just isn't going to plan. Come on, we need goals. I mean, that's why I started Luke as an attacking midfielder, but, you know, he's not really took his chance. He missed that penalty the other game. Oh, yes. Did he just score after me slagging him off? He did. Brilliant. Oh, brilliant. 2-1 up. Was that Ash as well? Oh, it's working. You see what I mean? Do not ever question this manager. I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. So we're going to bring Dave on for Interghost. Adam, come on, mate. You've started a few games lately. You're not scoring. You can't complain. I think you're going to have to take a bit of a rest for a while. You know, like everyone else. You will play eventually. So if we can get a third, that'll... Oh, now Luke's injured. So Adam's got poor form. And he's unhappy in the sense that he wants regular football, but I can't really play you when you've got poor form. So I'm not being biased, but I just think it kind of makes sense to bring me on here. And I'm a defensive midfielder. Me and Owen in the middle should absolutely strangle, you know, the opposition. And in theory, we should hold on to this win, if not extend the lead. Trust your manager. I told you. See, never doubt me. Never doubt me. This is just confirmation. You're there going, Alex, you're right. I will never doubt you again. You are the master. I don't know about the master. I'm the boss. That's the way it is. So we're going to go through, barring a miracle, a miraculous cock-up of monumentally epic proportions. 4-1, nice. And we're scoring a few goals. Dave has scored. It's good for him. Ash has got another. Come off the bench. Oh, this is great. It's just been a brilliant performance. Arguably, under the circumstances, our best so far. Yeah, really happy with that. 4-1. Den man of the match. That was brilliant. Everybody was fantastic. Really proud of the team. That was really good. Everything went right there. Tactically. That was a masterstroke. Proud of myself. I'm like 15 feet tall. So we're through to the next round. What a great way to end the vid. And let's see who we've got in the next round. Wait and see. After all this, it'll be a massive anticlimax. And we'll have, like, Rochdale, who are bottom of the league. Wait and see. Away at Rochdale in the next round. That's our glamour tie. All right, you ready? Brace yourself. Who do you think it is? Have a guess. Aston Villa. Oh, come on, you've got to be pleased with that. A Premier League team. Come on. Yeah, I'm happy. Playing at Aston Villa. Pretty decent-sized stadium there. How many? Yeah, 40-odd thousand. Wow, we're probably going to get absolutely battered. We really will. Brilliant. Yeah, really pleased with that. Aston Villa. Come on. So there we are. I think that's been a really, really successful video. Lukey's out for a couple of weeks there, but we've got a big enough squad to make up for that, so it's not a problem. So yeah, very, very successful. Other than that rubbish game there against Bradford. But Alan did well in that. So we beat Rotherham 2-0. We've beaten Bristol Rovers 3-1, which is nice. Because it's a cup game, so we get further in the cups. Another chance of, you know, getting to Wembley. And we made up for the defeat earlier on in the season when they beat us there. Drew with Bradford, but, you know, they're a decent team, so it's not the end of the world. Kept a clean sheet, put a positive spin on it. And then the tactical genius of your manager and you for playing meant that we won that 4-1 and get a glamour tie against Aston Villa on the 28th of October. Really looking forward to that one. So yeah, the next games will be Port Vale, Wickham, Fleetwood Town and Barnet. in the auto windscreen shield. So thanks for watching. See you next time.